Hi, I'm Pablo Alcala, the cinematography and video editing instructor here at Douglas. I'm currently in my 4th year teaching. Before I was a teacher, I was a photojournalist for the Herald Leader and several other newspapers in 5 different states over about 20 years. I started shooting video as well as still photography in around 2006, and by the time I finished up at the Herald Leader in 2017, I was shooting video for almost every assignment I went on. The 4 pathway courses I teach are Introduction to Media Arts, Video Studio Fundamentals, Studio Directing and Performance, and Advanced Studio Productions. Students will also have the opportunity for work-based learning at local media, production companies, or even our morning announcements program. The certifications that we offer are in Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Premiere, and Adobe After Effects, but Premiere is the main one. Introduction to Media Arts is mostly still photography. We will learn composition, how to operate a DSLR, that's a digital single lens reflex camera, lighting techniques, photojournalism, and the history of photography. And starting next year, I'm going to be testing students in the Adobe Certified Associate exam in Photoshop. Video Studio Fundamentals also begins with composition, video camera operation, shot types, and gathering good audio. We go over story structure and study film techniques of top directors. We also study the history of film and learn documentary techniques and how to shoot a news video, a news package. We edit primarily in Adobe Premiere, and in this class we're going to enter film festivals and submit work for the STLP contest. Studio Directing and Performance is the 3rd class in the pathway. We build on what we learned the previous 2 classes. If you are doing it as recommended, you'll have taken the first 2 classes your sophomore year and be taking studio directing your junior year. In addition to building on what we learned in video studio productions, we're also getting the opportunity to learn drone operation, and you'll be introduced to real basic use of Adobe After Effects. The class is heavily project-based, and you're going to use your skills to help create videos for the school, and you're going to be prepared to take the ACA, Adobe Certified Associate exam in Premiere, the video editing software. The 4th class is Advanced Studio Productions. Students will have the opportunity of certification testing in Adobe After Effects. The class is primarily going to be working on projects for clients. Current clients right now are the Herald Leader and a local startup company called Rescue My RV. My students have already had client meetings with St. Joseph, an accounting firm called Dean Dorton, the Herald Leader photography department, and I have students who have filmed a commercial for a local nonprofit fashion show. Seniors who have room in their schedule can also apply for internships at local media. They can also get work-based learning credit for our working with our clients or for the morning announcements program. Local businesses like Valvoline, Alltech, and Lexmark have large media production departments, and plenty of other companies in town of all sizes are doing their own video marketing using their own employees who have skills like the ones we're teaching you. I have students who have won first place in the state STLP for the public service announcement category, and students in my pathway get the experience of working for a live daily morning news program every day. So even if you don't go into video production as your main job, you're going to learn skills that will help you in plenty of other career paths.
Hi, my name is Jared Rizian. I am currently a VFX artist for the Activision Blizzard King Corporation, and a few years ago, 7 or 8 or whatever, I used to be a high schooler under Jason Sturgill. And I would love to help answer some questions you might have about getting from high schooler to a job in art. Most modern careers are specialized nowadays. Making games isn't really a thing one person does anymore. But in order to make games, on the art side anyway, you need to study realism. In order to learn how to blow up someone's throat in a first-person shooter, you first need to know proportions and shading and color theory, color relations, leading lines, things like that. Well, my job realistically only involves a little bit of drawing, mostly conceptual stuff or sketching out ideas for VFX. I still have to know principles of art. I still need to know what human bodies look like, how clothes lie down on human skin, how human bodies move, how they die, how they blow up. Probably don't get that from real life, but... So basically, even if you want to go into computer art, you still need to learn traditional art. These generalized art concepts are going to be useful for you for whatever specialized art you want to go into. If you want to be a VFX artist or a prop modeler, an environment or character artist, you still need to know how realistically shadows fall upon a surface. You'll still need to know 3D proportions and color relations, things like that. And that's where the basic principles of art come in. And that's what you're going to use in your portfolio when you're applying to these art colleges. But don't forget that where you apply matters a great deal. When I was applying for schools, I wanted to make sure I was applying to places that were producing good student work at the end of their senior year. If that student wasn't going to get a job realistically with the work that they put out at that school, how was I? A good practice that I found was going either on a public site like YouTube or to the school site and see what work those students were putting out. Judge for yourself whether that work is impressive enough to land the career that you want to get. Do they produce good character work? Do they have great environments? Is their animation really, really top-notch? What career do you want to get into, and what school will help you get that career? It's also important to keep in mind whether or not the school is going to be equipped for what you want to go into. Realistically, if you want to make games, you're going to have to go to a school that has a lot of ready tech available. So a state university probably isn't going to cut it, even if they have the equivalent major available. It's important to know that you don't have to decide exactly what you're going to go into before you go into college. While you're at college, you can do a great deal of research as to what specific aspect of that career path you want to go into. Learn about what the job market for that profession actually includes. Is that job realistic? How many people do that job? How much does that job pay? Where is that job? One thing to keep in mind for whatever job you're going to go into is what does that job entail? How many positions are available for that job? Realistically, we only need so many character artists for a Superman game. You only need one Superman. But how many superpowers does Superman have? Like 80. Using my Superman example, how many character artists do we realistically need for that one character? Now, how many VFX artists do we need for all of his superpowers? Laser vision, frost breath, how many environment artists do we need for the entirety of Metropolis or other planets he might visit? Think about how big that team is going to be for whatever project you want to get into. What you want your life to look like will help inform the career path you go down and how you get to it. If there's anything these past few years have taught the world, is that life is going to throw curveballs at you. I was all set up to publish my senior thesis with a real company, touring the United States at the Game Designers Conference and multiple locations in Florida. And then COVID happened. A week before my life was about to start, suddenly the entire world was shut down overnight. The climax of my whole college career, involving presenting my senior thesis for hundreds of professionals, having my professors help critique my work and polish it to that extra level, all of this didn't happen. Suddenly, I had to finish up my school career and start applying for jobs from my couch. This means I had to go online and learn what I thought I still needed to learn. Look at what professionals were applying to jobs with, and try to emulate that to the best of my ability. Instead of having recruiters come to my graduation, I now had to apply for jobs digitally. And eventually, this led to my career at Raven. Hopefully COVID doesn't impact your college life as much as it did mine. But still, you're going to have your own obstacles. Don't let those stop you. When life gives you lemons, draw lemonade.